Hey YouTube, it's Rob. I wanted to show you more absolute proof that plate tectonics is wrong and that my theory is correct. There's just no doubt about it. it Anybody's welcome to debate me on this anytime, anywhere, any place. Here, I want to show you something. I'm working on this area lately for you guys because there's a lot going on here. Um, this area right here is the same thing as this area is right here, except for this area helps tell more of a story when you overlay it. And I want to show you something here. I rotated this area, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean when I say that this tells another story. Let's zoom in here so that you know that it's true. You can see alignments. You can see that this is hot molten, uh, I guess lava, I guess, and it must have been cooling really quick, maybe because of the absolute 0 degree temperatures of space. I don't know, but that's what it looks like. It looks like a overspill that was like instantly freezing in chunks or whatever. And let me just show you this right here. Okay, so you can see how that fits there. This starts to fit sideways over here, which looks a lot like this. This looks like a miniature version of this. Okay, zoom out a little bit so we get a better picture here. Bring this through. You can see the spillover. This is the the lip of the spillover. This is where it gets confusing, but believe it or not, this actually takes place over here. But because of the way this planet was created, these areas have been pulled apart from each other. And I know it's just it's like hard to believe because we're not taught to think this way. We're taught to think of like plate tectonics and stuff like that. But as you can see, that thinking like that would just limit you. Um, so let me see what I was. And then this obviously turns when it spills out. You can see how this is fitting into some of these areas right here. It even looks like, oops, hold on. Yeah, see how the contours like fit right in here, like almost exactly. When you start moving it around, you can see it. And I want to look for more evidence that this was sitting here. This I think might have flip-flopped actually. This happens a lot. Okay, here's that area but reversed, and you can already see that stuff is lining up. You see that right there? That looks a lot like that flow, right? But let me show you what if I separate it. Okay, here's that. This is the China Sea or whatever. But guess what else it is? It's this. It's this. And it's this. This is all part of that flow. Why don't I show you how significant this flow is to our features on our planet? Well, let's take a look around and find out what else this lines up with. Okay, check this out. This is that whole area, the whole spillover area itself. And see, what I'm finding out is that reoccurring patterns, not only do they happen on the micro scale, but they happen on the macro scale too, where big sections are reoccurring patterns of one another. And we'll just use this for an example. Here's Australia. It's distorted because it's near the curvature, it's near the edge of the curvature of our planet when I took the snapshot. So, but even though it's still distorted, I guarantee you that if you go and take a snapshot of it head straight on, that and then a snapshot of this area straight on, they're gonna line up. So this way I don't have to spend so much time showing you each little thing. So anyway, so here comes Australia. Bam, you can see how it fits in there. You can see that there's just things that are similar for sure. As a matter of fact, that square right here fits right there. You see that? Showing you ahead of time as I pull in, and you can see this. You see how that fits in there? Do you know how good of a fit that is? We're talking, this is the planet Earth, and I'm taking two separate areas that are thousands of miles away from each other, and I'm matching them up not once, not twice, not three. We're talking like hundreds of times I can match these up in different areas. There'll be 100 different matchups just in this alone if I was to break it all down for you. Like that, and then you got, when that matches up, you look down here and we got some lineups going. As a matter of fact, I think there's a barrier reef or something, I don't know, that might line up here too, right here. Okay, so now, sorry, with that there, now this is distorted too, so, but then again, so is this area a little bit. But I just want to quickly show you just that these areas line up. Um, even though they're, see, look at uh, um, Australia here. You see this area here? Well, you can see that it lines up around here. It's going to line up there too. Okay, I just want to get that out of the way because I always miss the small things when I do this. Um, you can see here. Let me back out here. Okay, you see this area right here? Not only does this fit the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which tells you that the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is something different than what they think what they think it is. So let me just see here. This area right there. It's like there's some dude. It looks like he's taking a nap now, like he's laying down. Now, okay, so that goes there. So then you can see as this, okay, this goes there. Then now we can focus on this a little bit. You can tell this is spinning. This is whirling around. There's a match right there. So hard to see this sometimes because this stuff is hard to see through. Here's Australia, by the way. I cleaned out the inside so that you could see through it, but you can still see that things are lining up. Especially with this guy has a reoccurring pattern. He looks like something pinching something. So as this comes through, you can see it's like a chainsaw zipping right up in here. And then funny feeling that this is probably where it flip-flops, but you can you can see alignments here. Wait, hold on. God, I swear this is so hard for me to show. Sometimes, man, it gets frustrating because I sit here and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to show people this so that they see it, and it never gets easier. But that's why it takes a lot of you to use your imaginations, and then you don't. After a while, you don't even really have to use it much. You can just tell that the things are fitting over and over again. They're reoccurring patterns, like I said. Okay, so let me do something else with this one. Hold on. Okay, I moved North America more this way so that it would be more of a straight-on shot in this area. So you can already tell. You can tell that that I have this. What I've discovered is um, it's the way the planet was made. There's no doubt about it. Anybody who thinks that I didn't get this, I'll gladly debate you. But check this out. Here's Australia. This is coming in. You can see it's already lining up everywhere. And you can see that this right here lands on that point. You can also begin to see how how Florida was made. Okay, let me just zoom out so we can see the whole process. You can see that this right here is this, and so is this. But it's going to be many things. See, there's how it lines up here. I come in. Um, this area lines up here. You can start to see some of these processes that made Florida right here. Spinning right here. I'm sure this is how Florida right here, but right now this reoccurring pattern down here. But you could see that, well, if you know how my theory works, you know that 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 doesn't mean, just because they're not on top of one another doesn't mean that they weren't on top of one another, because they were. All this, remember, all this, what makes this confusing is that all this is actually one thing. So it's confusing when it's spread out all over like this, but it's actually one small area that's been spread out. But look how the Gulf of Mexico, and then, you know, this is, like I said, this also moves up here. It's the same thing. There's a double, like, if you even look here, you can see that there's a double, maybe even a triple going on here. This will fit, this will fit here, and it will fit down here and here. So you got the same levels here. You got to remember that this is going to move with this, as you know what I'm saying, as it lines. See, this will fit into here, and that, you know, and then those will fit down in here, angled and down. This is how it works. I mean, this is how it is, and this is how why seismology and geology never got it. They just never thought about it like this before, unless someone just deliberately made them not tell us. But okay, like I said, this here is here also. See these little round bite marks taken out right there and here. And I can tell you, I already know what these are on Antarctica and South America. we've seen the same shape that shoots out from those two. It's the same thing. Okay, so and this sat here, but see how it now it also makes another, it shows another picture of the Gulf of Mexico when I move it. Okay, so well, this guy's also originally here. This is how it gets confusing because I'm doing more than some multiple things at once. Oh, and then don't forget about Australia here fitting in here too. Remember, it also rotated, but remember I said that the Yellowstone Park was here? Well, it was. And here's Japan, by the way. You can see how this is all going to come together soon. So this area is going right into the Yellowstone Park, because Yellowstone Park is also this area. This. You see how this starts to work? Yellowstone Park is also this. These are all the same thing. Even this. So we bring this in. See how that lines up there? But it doesn't just line up. It lines up perfect. You can see that it's moving, but you can see the lines and stuff. You can see them lining up and even stretching in some areas where it's pulled it wider. You can see that. I know you can see that. I know a lot of you can't see that. But then again, I know that there's a small group of people that just can't see this, no matter how hard they wrap their head around it. And that's too bad. See how it's still lining up? And then we got this also. Then now this is also showing you how this was made. You see how that lines up? Let me zoom out so we can get a bigger, broader picture. See, we just went from that to this. And then there's going to be rotation in here, so I haven't even gotten to that yet. Great Lakes, Florida. You see that, right? And then while that lines up there, you see, you look over here, and you see that it lines up over here. See how that works? If I wasn't right, none of this would line up. Look at Florida. Right here. See, I can tell you, I think I need to, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I need to rotate just like 1 degree, but I don't know. It's still looking pretty good right here. See how this right here? You see, look at that's, do you know how small this detail is right here? There's nothing like this on plate tectonics. It lines up this well. It lines up this close. Do you know how impossible that would be if I wasn't right? If you're a scientist, or a geologist, you know that I just changed your science. You have to know this. I know you know this. Your books are going to be rewritten. They have to be, because they're incorrect. Look, I wouldn't be able to show you none of this if I wasn't right. See how, then look at Florida again. You see that? Let's see if I can, I'm trying to find something that's really solid. Yeah, that lake, or whatever that is. You see it? And then on top of that, I can show you this. This is the flip-flop too. There's a folding or and a twisting going on here, where then it reverses. And that's when this shows up. And then this is kind of like different than the others. This is the bigger spill out right here. But so from this area on, you can see how North America, the processes that shaped our land features here in North America, and there's no doubt about it. There can be no doubt about this. I mean, if you're seeing this right now, you got to know there's no doubt about this. I mean, now we can do what we just did with Florida. We can apply it here. How long do you think it'll be before they recognize this? We should put them on the spot is what we need to do. We need to put our science on the spot. Let them know that we know this, and we're going to wonder how long it takes them before they acknowledge it. This kind of evidence is the best you could ever have. And this is why. It allows you and I to know exactly what's going on here without mainstream media having to intervene or anything like that. Florida again, yep. A giant R. And then like I promised, it'll do it again up here. But that's what I wanted to show you. This is the flip-flop. Now watch this. Oh, you see that? Okay, now that image is upside down. And watch what happens. It still fits. See how it's lining up again? As this part hits our coast, east coast. Look at this area and the Great Lakes. Oh, and then of course here's Australia. See how it fits in there? And it's distorted, but it's fitting close enough to, I already know that if I took a straight on shot it would fit perfect. Now look at the east coast here. And yep, let's see, here's Gulf of Mexico. See, now I line this up and you can see how that fits right there. Continue on in. You can see that this fits in there now, and you can see how this Papua New Guinea is in the same shape as that. Then there's always a Yellowstone Park area. See how it complements? They complement each other as I move this through, because they're related. See this? You see how you see how effortlessly I can line these areas up over and over again. I can do this hundreds and hundreds of times and show you different areas that match. That's not possible if this is wrong. Here's that area right there. Matching here. Matching here. Okay, this spill out area, it's taken on a whole new look now. Over here by Yellowstone, and then we got Japan coming in. Like I showed you before, look at this. Gosh darn it. Hold on. This area right here. And Japan. Except for actually it looks reversed. So that's something I'll look into later. But it looks close enough right here, though. Actually, it's probably this way, actually. See that? And then this area, of course, then right there. You see it? You want to see it? You can see that Japan is actually that spillover too. It's the leading part of it. Another reoccurring. These are hundreds and hundreds of reoccurring patterns of that spillover. That's what makes up the features on our planet. And I know if I reverse this, this is going to fit in here. Watch. Here we go. Okay, here's Japan in this area. The other way. And then you can tell that this obviously is over here. Right here, sorry. Bring this down here, you can tell that's what it is. And this is the spillover. This is that leading edge of the spillover that made this. Look at how perfect this right here. These and yet there's people that are gonna tell me I'm crazy, that I don't know what I'm talking about. But look, come on. You can see who's crazy now. If you're telling me that these don't line up and that these have nothing to do with one another and that I'm wrong, you're the one that's crazy and you're the one that has the issues. Because anybody with two eyes and a rational mind can see that this lines up. It's weird. I feel like people are more inclined to actually defend the false truth. You know, they just want to protect it for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why people have a hard time seeing the truth, but it makes me wonder. See how that fits in there? And then what I came here to show you was, hold on. Yeah, look at this. Great Lakes. See that? And then as those line up, look, this lines up. This is the Madrid Fault, isn't it? Aren't we recently having some issues with the Madrid Fault? Boom. Here's a whole new concept that changes the rules of what is going on right there. Just like that. You see that? Just like that, a new theory can change everything. This theory could change the way we mine minerals. It'll help explain why maybe dinosaur fossils are in certain areas. You see the potential to this? It's unlimited. all the you know how many things we can solve by seeing the world correctly that plate tectonics would have never been able to solve ever, because it's not right. See how, look, it fits right there. This, you can see this is like a triangle shape right here. Okay, if I rotate it some more, or I might not even have to, it'll fit there. You can see how this is that too. This is the spillover. It's crazy. It's like, what this is, you know what it is? It's this rotation is the spillover, because the spillover was coming out of it. This is rotating and matter is just coming out of it. So how long do you think it'll take science to catch up to me? Hopefully, I'm hoping like maybe one day. But you know, things don't work like that in reality here for some reason. We'll be lucky if we ever hear about this again, actually. And here's another dose of reality though, but check this out. Here's that spill right here, and India. Okay, right here's where that is. And you can see that India, if it wasn't so misshapen from the curvature of the planet, it would fit right into here. You know that they would be related for sure. And there's that spillover again, making sense of North America. See? See how it lines up? And then it spills out. And it's funny because, like, um, you know, this looks like it's broken. It's looked like it's. You can tell it's curling. See what makes our mountain? Oh, you actually check this out. Somebody sent me an instant message, and he's probably listening to this. He said he knew that my theory was wrong because already I was saying that the he said that I said that the Rocky Mountains were volcanic or something. I didn't ever said that. But what I do say is that they're part of that spill out. And let's see if I can pull this off right now. Just like how that sat there, you can bring it here to the Rocky Mountains, and there's no volcanoes that I'm talking about. This is the spill out. See? I wish this was a little more see-through, but you can use your imagination. You can see it right there, actually. So I guess you have to rethink that. That guy, whoever he is, you know, he told me that he knew I was wrong. The moment I said something about the volcano, I didn't say anything about a volcano here, but I did say about a spill out. So there you go. Looks like, you know what? Nobody has yet actually said anything that would, you know, discredit my theory. I'm still waiting. Um, this gouge in California right here, the basin area, related to the spill out. What causes faults and earthquakes? Well, it certainly isn't what seismology thinks. I can tell you that. By the way, I think this is where it folds out. I'm starting to believe that faults are areas or reoccurring areas of this fold out, where things fold out from where they reversed. The reversal is like a, you know, like a mirror image, and it folded out, and then you got the reverse images. That's what I'm trying to explain to people is, you know, redefining our whole seismology here. But in a and I appreciate the people that are supporting me, because you know if it wasn't for the fact that people actually believe me, that I'd have no chance of ever getting this out. So thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And this video is already getting too long, so I have to cut it here. Thanks again.